Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, new viewers and returning viewers alike. My name is Shannon Bellum. You can find me on Instagram as Bellum_make and on Ravelry as Bellum Make. I am going to talk to you today about knits. I actually don't have a lot. I have 3 projects to talk to you about. I have no stash acquisition, which I think is going to be kind of standard ops from here until Rhinebeck. I have a couple yarn clubs that I've belonged to, and I will be getting those, but I'm not really planning on buying any new acquisitions until Rhinebeck and India Untangled. I did get a ticket to India Untangled. I hope to see some of you there. That would be so fun if you come up and tell me that you watch my podcast. That would just be amazing. So, I have a finished object. You see what Martha's wearing? And so we're kind of twinsies. I have my original Nechamah shawl on, and Martha's wearing my new one. I'm going to also insert a picture of me wearing the new one. Today, I'm going to take some pictures. It's a really, really dreary day here. Pouring rain, there's thunder. You may hear thunder in the background as I record because there's a thunderstorm going on right now. It's pretty much been all day. What are you gonna do? Anyway, let me talk to you about the new Nechamah that Martha's wearing. Maybe I'll swap with her so I can. Well, let's see how I do. So last time I showed you, if you're a returning viewer, I showed you the center back. I actually need to, I have not, this is blocked. It's not completely done. I haven't done the tassels for it yet, which I'm going to do either tonight or tomorrow. And I also haven't tacked down all the ends. So this actually should be, yeah, should look like that. So you do a circular cast on to start and work your way out with your first skein, and then second and third skeins are the wings, and then fourth and fifth skein for the trim. So it's like a 4.5 skein sweater. And you may notice that the pattern is actually written for 2 colors in the bottom section, and this one I used 3. I used some scrappy bits that I had. This blue is left over from my Humulus sweater that I made about a month and a half ago, and this dark blue, this navy, is left over from my a blanket actually that I made a friend a long time ago. So I'll tell you about the yarns. This one in the center is a novelty yarn, a one-of-a-kind skein that my mom picked up for me at a farmer's market in upstate New York. It's from a little farm in Otego, New York, and that's the fiber. I haven't been able to find her yarn anywhere. I do have, it was 105 yard skein. And this called for 100 yards. So I have a little extra, and I'm hoping it'll be enough to be my tassels. So that's what I'm gonna mess around with. I do have a dab of the super pink left, which is the a Purl Soho. Purl Soho is a yarn shop in New York City. It's their worsted twist. They have a really nice online presence, so it's easy to get their yarn online. This is 100% merino wool. The center one, the multicolor center one, is Cormo, 100% Cormo. And this is the color super pink. The dark blue, the navy, is also a, I think I have it here. Yeah, this is also Purl Soho, and it is, it doesn't actually have a color name, it just has a number. Yeah, and finally the so the light blue in here is the Plucky Knitters Snug worsted in cold as ice. It's a grade blue, and then the ivory is the same one that I used, the same yarn that I used for the ivory on this. It is stone wool. So stone wool, also 100% Cormo, and in their Scoured white color. And I bought this from Twig and Horn in Maine, but I think you can also buy it directly online from Stonewall. But yeah, I really love the way this second version knitted up. As I said, it is blocked, but it's not, I haven't dealt with the ends yet, which I'll do later. And I'll also add on the tassels. This version that's 100% wool versus my original version, which is an alpaca merino blend, is much lighter weight. It has a lighter hand. This is much more substantial. And I just think it's a difference in the yarns. So that was really interesting for me to do in a 100% merino wool worsted weight. I also think it did not block out quite as long as my original version, but it's pretty close. And I think once I get the tassels on it, it'll seem the same. It wears the same. It feels the same on the body. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you like it. I'm super excited with it. So the pattern is my own design. You can buy it on my Ravelry shop. You can buy it in my Ravelry shop. Yeah, I don't have very much else to say about it other than I am going to take some pictures of me wearing it today, I hope, if I can get good lighting with my studio lights and stuff. I will do that. Okay. My other two projects that I'm going to show you are works in progress. So, my cat's being kind of goofy over there. He's so cute. I have a new design, which I don't know if this is exciting or not for you, but this is yarn that I won from GarnStories. And I made a little bit more progress on the cardigan. This is going to be a slouchy raglan cardigan with pockets and some color work. So far all you're seeing is, so this is the back here, and then this is a sleeve, and then the front is right here. And I have this, what I think is a really interesting side of the raglan detail. It's hard to see in this highly speckled yarn, especially on a video screen. But you know what? That doesn't really concern me. I'm just really pleased with the way the detail is looking. I think it looks really nice, and you know, you're gonna see something there. This yarn is so beautiful and squishy. Like, the feel of it, the hand of this yarn is really, really nice. It's really lofty, and it has like really good spongy feel when it's knitted into a fabric. So I really, really like that. This is what it looks like in the cake. And there's the label. GarnStories, and the color is a surprise color called La Boom. And whoops, I always do that. Real professional here. There you go. So 100% merino, DK, 5-ply. And I'm combining it with, I had said there was color work. I'm combining it with this. This is Countess Ablaze in her DK, her Grand Merino DK. I think this might be an 8-ply. I'll get back to you on that. But also 100% superwash extra fine merino. It's a really beefy skein. It's 115 grams instead of the normal 100 grams. So I did buy 2 skeins. I don't know if I'm gonna need both. But I just love this black, plummy, burgundy. Look at it. It just is gorgeous. And I think it's going to look really awesome with this. So I have some like very interesting color work planned for this sweater, which you'll see as it develops. So yeah, that is, oh, and I'm officially on vacation. I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So excited. So I'll be getting a lot of work done, I think. And I don't see any reason why I won't podcast next week. It might not be Saturday, it might be Sunday instead. I will definitely be home next Sunday. So I will, yeah, you can look forward to another update. Hopefully you're enjoying them. My third WIP that I made progress on this week is a new cast on because I finished something, so I felt the need or urge to cast on something new. So I have cast on the Go To Raglan by Stephen West, and I'll put a picture here on screen so you can see it. What I love about this is the way that he built the stripes using a marled technique. So he knit he called it worsted weight, but DK, for me, when I knit, it's two fingering strands held together are DK. I think he's a really tight knitter because he also used a size 8 needle to get gauge, and for me to get that same gauge, I needed to use size 5, and that's a standard DK gauge for me when I knit. Like, so he did 20 stitches and 28 rows for 4 inches, and for me, DK weight, that's on size 5, that's my DK weight gauge. I know that, unless the DK weight is really a lot thinner or a lot thicker, and then it's fingering or worsted, I guess. Anyway, he's been doing a lot of live videos, which have been really, really fun to watch. I've really enjoyed like watching them on Instagram, these live feeds. And he was finishing this Go To Raglan sweater about a week and a half ago, and the pattern just launched. And I got really excited about the idea of making one of these because I have a lot of little dribs and drabs and half and quarter skeins of fingering weight, and I thought it would be fun to take those scraps, those dribs and drabs, and knit them together. So I spent a lot of time this week sort of digging through my stash. What he did was he used one color throughout the whole thing. So he had, I guess, 3 or 4 skeins of one color. So he held that single color all the way through and then paired it with these other ones and ended up with these striping. What I find really impressive though about his sweater is that he matched the sleeves. I'm going to try really hard to do the same. I'm not sure I'm going to be 100% successful. I think it's going to necessitate me knitting both sleeves, knitting the sleeves at the same time, like maybe doing about an inch or 2 on one and then going on the other side and doing that same inch or 2 and vice, going back and forth that way. I think that's the way I'm going to need to do the sleeves in order to get them to match. So I have selected the base color yarn. I don't have quite the 3 skeins that I need for the size that I'm making. I only have 2 skeins, but I think what I'm going to do is mix in some other colors, some other scrappy colors that I have, because I think I need like another half skein to make it all the way through the sweater. So I'm just going to put in some striping that will have another base color in it that's similar, because I do have some scraps that are similar, and I think I'll be okay. I think I'll get away with that. So these are the 2 cakes, the yarn cakes that I've made of the color that I'm going to use as a base. I find these kind of dull. I don't know why I bought them. Let me tell you what they are. Nothing against the Dutchayr, because the Dutchayr makes amazing yarns that I have used many, many, many times and I love, but I'm not sure why I bought these really, really dirty, dull colors. But it's Primrose Yarn Company. You can tell it's kind of old because I think this is an older label. It's her Sophia base, which is an MCN 80-10-10 superwash cashmere nylon. And the color, I don't know if she makes this regularly, but maybe it's going to come up in this fall. It's called Witching Hour. And I could see that, I guess. It's kind of like a twilighty color. This is like a very autumn color. It's sort of a very neutrally, it's got some pops of green and some lavender in there. Whoops. Oops, I have another one, no worries. And a little bit of like the blush pink, kind of like the color of the t-shirt that I'm wearing, or the lovely pink clove, that's the wing part of my Nechamah shawl. And yeah, I just thought, it's a good way to use up a yarn. I don't know what I would use for anything else, but it's also a good way to sort of tone down some brighter colors that I have that I want to mix in. So I chose, let me keep this one skein handy so it doesn't run away. I chose this yarn. Oh no, wait, wrong bag. Over here. I chose this yarn for the neckband, and I've already started it. I just started it today. So it's Stephen has you knit 30-something rows of 1x1 rib, and then you fold it over and you get a big juicy 2-inch 1x1 rib collar. Let me try not to pull those off, but yeah, so there you go. So it's 2 strands together of fingering weight. This is a there it is on the cake. This is a GarnStories Merino Sock. It's one of her, I think it might be a surprise color because I have gotten a lot of her surprise colors, but I think it's called Ikebana. I'll put it on screen so you see. So you see that'll be my neckband, and with the body. And then remember, this is going to have other strands held in there. And then the sleeves, in the spirit of Stephen West, I kind of went out there on the sleeves. So I'm going to use this very bright, sorry not sorry, purpley pink color for my cuffs. So I think that'll be really cool, right? So this will be the neck and the waist, and then this sorry not sorry will be the cuffs. And there's enough of this that I can mix in plenty in the striping. So this will be some of the striping that'll go together. And then my other stripings will come from scraps that I have, as well as, well, I'm gonna save that. I have a little surprise at the end. I'll save for last. So what I did, I started to think, I was looking really closely at Stephen's sweater, and I realized that he really only striped in about 5 different colors. So I started to think, I don't really want to just like dig through a bag and pull out a mint green and stripe that in, and then dig through and pull out a blue and stripe that in. So I decided to be a little more organized with the way I'm going to do this striping. So I grouped my scrap yarns by color and then mapped out 5 colors to stripe in, and including that pink. That'll be part of it. So I have a collection of pinks, and there's some like dusty pinks in there because I've used some dusty pinks for other sweaters, as well as some bright pinks. So I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, just kind of wing it and go through. I'm going to lean more towards brighter colors because the base color that I have is so low toned. So I want to put in some poppy colors. I'm also going to use shades of yellow and gold. So I've got some scraps there that are yellow and gold. I also want to use shades of plum and purple. So I've got some there, some plums and purples. I have a big skein of this silk mohair. So in the instructions it says that you can hold silk mohair sometimes, and I'm not a huge silk mohair fan, if you've noticed. I don't really have any, except for the one skein that I got from La Bien-Aimée last week. And I know it's really big out there in the indie with the indie dyers, but I don't know. I've made a few things out of them. It's nice. Maybe I just don't like being hairy. I'm not really sure. But I am feeling the fun of striping in some fuzz. So I put this skein in here because it's purple, and I'll probably use that a bit. And then I have more in my green bag. So this bag is primarily more in that turquoise zone, but I do have a bright green and a pretty bright mint scrap yarn in there. So yeah, though I think that's gonna be my palette. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh yeah, the oh yes. I have some corals and oranges. Look at that. Look how bright that is. I'm excited to use that. That's a lot of yarn, so that'll be fun to use. But I also have some like really cool lower toned peachy colors, so those are going to go in too. And with my yellow, here's my surprise. I'm gonna mix in this highlighter color. I got this in, this is a Trey color. It's called, she calls it lemon incest, but I think she meant incense. I'm not sure. English isn't her first language, but incest is just kind of a strange name. I think if we're, you know, English here in the States, we probably wouldn't call a color incest. We wouldn't have incest in the name, but maybe it has a different meaning for her. She's a Greek dyer, and this is not even showing as bright as it actually is. It's a super, super bright highlighter yellow. So I'm gonna try it. I hope I don't end up ripping back. I got this in a surprise package from the dyer. There's I forget what she calls it. I'm gonna put it on screen, but she sells, like, I'd seen it on Christy Glass like a while ago, months ago, where if you're, you know, if you want a little, like, you want some yarns outside of your comfort zone, then order this package from Trey Liz. She sends you 3 skeins that you don't know what you're getting, and they're all fingering weight, and yeah, they just show up and you open them up and you're like, ah. Like that. I mean, I'm happy to have that because I know popping in bright colors and projects, you know, here and there, I would never see myself wearing an entire garment out of that, but popping it in here and there, maybe using it as a trim somewhere, or, you know, I don't know, probably not around my face because I don't think it's a flattering color for me. But yeah, I think it could be fun. It could be a fun color. Have I told you everything? I think I've told you everything. So I hope you're excited. I'm excited about that Go-To Raglan. Not so much for the shape, but just because I think creating the fabric is going to be really fun. And I'm looking forward to, you know, I'm going to be spending a lot of time. Actually, the next 4 or 5 days look really, really stormy. I do have a road trip planned for Monday, even, you know, whatever weather. But I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time hanging around and just, you know, knitting and watching movies and shows, and I don't know, just relaxing, sitting by the pool when it's nice out. So I have a lot of time to just craft, which I'm so excited about. So yeah. That's my show for today. That's my updates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are having better weather than me, and I hope you enjoy your week, and I will catch you next time. Please subscribe. I forgot to say this. Whoops. Let me roll back a little bit. Please subscribe if you are not already a subscriber, and help my little tiny channel grow. And also, liking my video if you like the content will also help it grow. It'll help it pop up in other people's feeds and potentially, you know, capture more viewers and stuff like that. So anyway, see you next time. Bye.